execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
So, Game 5 I actually watched. Watched it from the second quarter till the final buzzer. Some of you guys know I wasn't interested in the game. It just happened just to turn it on just because there wasn't nothing else on anyway. It was kind of used as somewhat background music. I wanted to live stream, but I had to cook my dinner. Yeah, I've been making a lot of stuff lately, but I've been cooking up in the kitchen. So, I had no time to make a live stream. But as we all know, we run down all the games. Game 1 was won by Indiana in the comeback win. Game 2, OKC obliterated Indiana. Game 3, Indiana won. Game 4, Indiana blew a lead. OKC came back and won. And Game 5 was just a little bit different. Actually, Game 5 was a little bit of all the games so far. You think about it. Like, share, subscribe. Game 5 was starting to look like Game 1 all over again. OKC at home takes a huge lead. Indiana comes roaring back in the fourth quarter. Indiana won that game. This time, the Thunder crafted a different ending. With a 3-2 lead in the NBA Finals was the reward. The star of the game was not the MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had 31, but no, it was Jalen Williams. Gilbert's own Jalen Williams scored a career playoff high 40 points and moved one win from a title by beating the Pacers 120-109 on Monday night. His playoff best, Jalen Williams' playoff best before this game was 34. It was the 10th and by far the biggest time the Thunder stars combined for more than 70 points in a game. Williams went 14 from 24 from the field. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander added 10 assists. I think Shai heard the criticism of his defense today or last night or in past games. He heard it, and his defense was a little bit more improved, especially off the ball. But we'll get into that later. Pascal Siakam had 28 points for Indiana, who will host Game 6 on Thursday night. Wait 2 more days for this. TJ McConnell added 18 off the bench for the Pacers, and who helped Willard an 18-point deficit down to the 2 in the fourth quarter. And then OKC said, no, we're not doing what we did in Game 1. We're going to win this game, which they did. They say teams that win Game 5 of the NBA Finals that tied at 2-2 have gone on to win the series 23 times in the previous 31 opportunities. And I think those two teams might be in the last couple of years. Golden State Warriors in 2022 and the Milwaukee Bucks in 2021. I don't think it was the Lakers or the Raptors. So that's 74%, they're saying. The teams with a 3-2 lead in the finals have won 40 times in the 49 previous opportunities, 82%. Once again, Milwaukee Bucks and Golden State Warriors the last couple of years. Down by 18 in the second quarter, Pacers comeback kings of the playoffs, which as many wins in the postseason from 15 points down or more, 5, than the rest of the league has combined, including Game 1 of this series, did what they do, chipping away. And they didn't do it without Tyrese Halliburton, who had a leg issue, excuses, that he had aggravated in the first quarter. Rick Carlisle says he's not 100%, but led by McConnell, who scored 13 points in under 7 minutes of the third quarter. And the Pacers got within 5 in that quarter. Siakam went to work in the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't enough. They say in the play-by-play era of the NBA, starting with the 97 playoffs, teams with leads of 15 points or more in the finals were 80-9. Make that 81-9 now with Thunder added on to them, one way from giving OKC its first title, but second in franchise history, because you got to include the Seattle Supersonics with that one. They say one more win, his team will be certified as great. Interesting. As for Indiana, said Pascal Siakam had 28, Naismith had 14, but he did have 5 fouls, 6 rebounds, 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3. Miles Turner, pretty much quiet towards the end of the game, 3 for 5 from the field, 13 points and 6 rebounds. Nimhard had 7 in 36 minutes. He was quiet too, 3 for 8. And Tyrese Halliburton was 0 for 6, 0 for 4 from 3. Got most of his points from the free throw line. Actually, all his points from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 14 points. 4 points. Toppin had 12. Connell had 18, as we said before. As for OKC, not only, actually, what has shown, it's not in the box score, maybe it is a little bit, but Chet Holmgren had actually, points wise, no, he didn't have a great game, but he did other things. He had 9 points, 11 rebounds, a lot of hustle points, 3 blocks, 1 steal. He shot 4 for 15. He was not great from the field, but he did other things. He spoke about Jalen Williams, who was 4 for 25, 9 for 12 from the free throw line, 3 for 5 from 3 for 40 points. Harkenstein didn't do too much, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went 9 for 21, 31 points. Going back to his defense, they say he had the worst, I guess, this isn't even a stat, the worst blow-bys or something like that defensively. He did. Now, he stepped up as his defense, especially off the ball, getting steals, crucial times. He had 4 blocks. 2 steals. We're going on with his 31 points, and he did, like I say, he had 10 assists and 2 rebounds. I guess he heard that criticism too. So I think the previous game 4, he had 30-something points and no assists. Lou Dort had 9 points, 8 rebounds. Pretty much, with Tyrese Halliburton being humble, pretty much shut all that down anyway. 3 for 7 off the bench. 14 points from Wiggins. 11 from Case and Wallace. Caruso only had 2, but he had a lot of hustle plays on defense. He had 4 steals, 1 block, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. But he had a lot of hustle time out there. OKC shot 14 for 32, 43%. Actually, and he had a shot better, but it just wasn't enough, especially when you're playing from behind. 45 rebounds to Pacers. Actually, Pacers out-rebounded the OKC, but they just out-hustled the Pacers on defense. They was just doing their swarm defense like they always do. They smell blood in the water. And that was Tyrese Halliburton with his injury, so they didn't waste no time hustling around him. So there it is. Shout out to Jalen Williams in his big game today. Last night, I should say. And shoot. If he has another game like that, because I didn't think they needed him to step up, but he has another game like that in game 6, they will win, and they might have to consider him to be finals MVP. He has another game like that. But we shall see on Thursday night. I probably won't live stream that game. If anything, I'll probably live stream. It depends. Maybe I might live stream the second half because I won't be out of work until 7. Hopefully the game will be over. It's going to be crucial. OKC is going to feel like what I felt like 4 years ago. Fingers crossed. Chest pumping hard. Sweating. Getting antsy. Getting all kinds of anxiety. Because your team is on the line. Because now the pressure, I guess you could say the pressure's on OKC to close out this game. It's going to be tough on Thursday. Especially in Indiana. But if not, it's game 7. I don't know what game 7 is, but it'll be on their home court. Most people think this series will go 7 games. We'll see.